Humans of the cardboard, good morning. We have another pretty cool wave of support. We were not sure that we were getting more. I can't even remember the name of the set, but Memento, Centurion, Valmonica support from their deck build pack a year ago. And this is like the fourth straight set, at least for Memento, the fourth straight set. I think this is the third straight set for the other two archetypes, which honestly is more runway than like most deck build packs have gotten in a while, but they also didn't give us another deck build pack in between. That was one of the things we talked about earlier this year, that they didn't do an early deck build pack. They're only doing one in the back half. So maybe that's why they're pushing harder on these three archetypes. Maybe that's what they'll do going forward. Who knows? But today, two new Centurion cards. We have a new level 4 for the deck and a new Synchro 8. The deck finally gets a Synchro 8. They've had two Synchro 12s. Other than that, they've had to abuse like generic 8s, I believe, for the most part. So let's get into this. This is my favorite archetype from this deck build pack. Hopefully these cards are good. Starting off here, we start with our new level 4 monster. I can't even really tell what's going on with her face in this artwork, but it looks cool. She's got the moon behind her. She's almost doing like some kind of, almost like Lunalight-esque in the background with the moon, and then she's doing some like Sailor Moon dance thing. I can't even tell what's going on there, but looks cool to me. I like the colors. I'm a big fan of purple. Anyway, Centurion Camellia with an I, so it's not Camellia, it's Simelia, something like that. Level 4 Dark Pyro, so another bonfire target as well, aside from Trudea. This monster is 1200 attack, 1600 defense. You can only use both of its effects once per turn each. The first effect reads, when your opponent activates a monster effect as Chain Link 2 or higher, quick effect, you can make that effect become your opponent places one Centurion monster from their face-up field or graveyard, face up in their spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Also, you cannot special summon Centurion Simelia for the rest of this turn. Classic, just basically the same as with the way that restriction, the way that all the Centurion main deck monsters work. Once they do their main effect, they lock you out of being special summoned again for the rest of the turn. And second effect, during the main phase of this card is a continuous trap. You can special summon it. So it does have that easy extension effect, like all the Centurions do. Glad that's on there, because that does at least raise the floor of this card. That's just a level 4 extender body at the very least. But this is an interesting card to me. This card would be like absolutely really lovely for the archetype if it just didn't say Chain Link 2 or higher. If it just said if your opponent activates a monster effect, change that monster effect to allowing you to place a Centurion from hand or face of field or grave into the zone as a spell and trap card, that would have been so good. Now, making it need to be a Chain Link 2 or higher, it does pigeonhole the card a little bit because it takes away a lot of the super generic application of this card as an interruption specifically. But it also means that if you get this card out early turn 1, hand traps, right? You activate Primera, and your opponent wants to Ash Blossom it. That's Chain Link 2. You can then chain Ash Blossom into getting you another Centurion from deck just placed into the spell and trap zone. That to me is the really spicy part about this card. So like if you have combo like plus Emblema now, you can just start your turn by going like Emblema, put this guy in the spell and trap zone, summon him. And now he sits there, and he kind of sits there as a hand trap protection. Really cool. Plus, if you can reset him off of one of the Synchro 12s on the end phase and then have him ready to come out. If you already have access to putting like Primera in the spell and trap zone, this now is just a bonus potential interruption if your opponent has to play by making a monster effect Chain Link 2 or higher. It's a level 4 body for you to synchro with on the opponent's turn, but it's also there to be that potential interruption as well. Because it's an interruption / getting you follow-up, basically, which is really cool. I like this card quite a bit. It has the same like interruption effect that the new like Phantom of Yubel has. It's a powerful card because it's not just like basically saying no to your opponent's monster effect. It's also getting you a resource in the process. Cool card. To me, it strikes me as a clear one of, just like Atri. Really nice utility card for the deck. Just again, goes back to if it didn't say Chain Link 2 or higher, it'd be really nasty. But I still think it has like some pretty good application in the deck, especially since it only needs to really be played as a one-of. But it sounds like one-of to me at this point in time. Next card, we have Centurion Primera Primus. This is a new Synchro 8. Oh wow. She looks actually pretty cool. This is clearly like the evolved form of Primera. She's got 2 giant shields, and she's doing, the colors are awesome here, the pink and yellow. I like this. This looks cool. Yeah, I don't I don't know what else to say about the artwork. You guys have been saying you want me to talk more about the artwork on cards, but I think it looks cool. That's the extent on this one. Level 8 light spellcaster, synchro monster tuner. It is a tuner, so this should hopefully help you synchro climb into the bigger ones. 26 for the stats, so solid there. It is completely generic as well, so even just engines that can generically make this can get you there. You can only use the first and third effects once per turn. First effect, if this card is synchro summoned, you can add 1 emblema card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then you can destroy 1 card you control and 1 card your opponent controls. Whoa. That's nasty. Wow. Okay, so one of the like weird clunky parts of the deck is that the emblema cards haven't been searchable. There's 2 of them, I believe. One is Emblema Oath, an automatic 3 of in the deck regardless, because I think it's like probably the best or most flexible card to open at any point in any duel. So it's probably like the best card to open. That's now searchable via Lion's turn 1, via follow-up of making this card on your opponent's turn, turn 2, and so on. There also was a new emblema card in the set prior. It was an okay like removal card. That card may be discussable as like a potential 1 of tech in the deck now, if it is searchable off of this, right? If you're able to, if you already open Emblema Oath and you're like, oh, you know what, I want extra interruption, let me grab the other emblema, because that card's gonna give me an interruption on top of everything. And on the fact that making this either going second or on the opponent's turn, you also get to pop your card, pop your opponent's, and get a Dryden effect on top of searching a follow-up emblema. That's pretty cool. That's already an incredible first effect, honestly. All right, second effect, this special summon card cannot be destroyed by battle unless it was summoned from the extra deck. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay, so I guess there's another extension effect here. Third effect, if a face-up Centurion card or cards you control leave the field by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. Okay, so I guess if it's summoned back via its third effect, it'll have that protection from the second effect. The second and third effects are just little baby bonus effects. They're not really moving the needle too much on the card for me. But that first effect, like I said, is so strong just in a generic Synchro 8. I mean, this even opens the door for just any Synchro 8 engine to just be like an assisting engine in this archetype now, because if it just makes a Synchro 8, you go search Emblema Oath, and we know Emblema Oath is just 1 card combo. So that's really, really cool. That's quite a strong card. The fact that it's a tuner too, so just getting any 4 on the board after this card, whether it's getting Emblema Oath and then going from there, or just already having a level 4 extender, this card then just climbs you up into one of the 12s. This card seems nasty, honestly. Honestly, this is like a much better wave of support than I expected. Not that it's like out of this world, taking Centurion to the next level, but this could potentially be enough for Konami to say, okay, finally, for every format, let's ban the Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, right? Because that's the degenerate side of the deck. That's the one thing I've hated most about the deck, is that I don't want to play that degenerate part of it. But if you don't, it felt like you were just playing such a lackluster version of the deck. You were just playing a clearly worse version. But if you just take that card out of the strategy, they may have enough to hold up now with cards like these, right? You have the potential extra negation and ways to beat hand traps with the Semelia, and you also have a card that really, really improves the potency and even just the splashability of other engines in the deck with Primera Primus here as well. Very, very cool. Honestly, I'm actually low-key impressed with this. I thought the Memento card was like a nice, nifty 1-of for the deck. That's definitely useful. The Valmonica card is a trap. It doesn't really help the engine, and I felt like the engine was the bigger thing. They're like little small quality of life improvements. This is like legit engine buffs, essentially, for Centurion, which is crazy because that archetype is probably the one that was ahead of the others so far. So really cool to see. Honestly, it makes this set kind of hype for anybody interested in Centurion, because this is a real improvement for them. But we'll see how it goes. Those are my thoughts though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on these 2 new cards. I don't play Centurion right now because of that dilemma with like not wanting to play the degenerate King Calamity lock and stuff like that. But this is an archetype I've always been interested in. If you know more about the nitty gritty, the specific interactions in the deck, let me know on these two cards, like if they're worse or better than I'm kind of talking them up to, or just the best ways you think you can utilize them. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that stuff down below. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay tuned for more. We still have a handful of cards yet to get released for the set. I think there's 2 other archetypal monsters yet to be revealed. And I'll bring you anything Yu-Gi-Oh news, even aside from this set, going forward. So subscribe to the channel for that going forward as well. But I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, peace.